Over the past few weeks, there's been a lot of new information in regards to the new Rugby League video game. Now, I spent years and years and years of speculating and hoping and wanting and doing wish list videos, and I hope this game has this and I hope this game has that. And essentially, as the title says, we're just going to be going over everything that we know about the new Rugby League video game. Now, all of this stuff I've pretty much covered in all my videos at different points. This is just kind of putting it all together into the one video. Just in case you don't have time to go and check out every single video that I've ever made regarding Rugby League Live 5 or Rugby League 25, Rugby League 26. In fact, why not start it here? The title of the actual game itself. It's not being confirmed. It's not even really being rumored. Now, the only thing that we've really seen is in a few of the videos, the Big Ant people, they refer to the game just as Rugby League. And this is on multiple occasions when the players have asked, hey, what's this for? They just say, oh, it's for our new game, Rugby League.
Sweet, done.
Oh, mate. What's this for?
For Rugby League.
Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
Video game.
Obviously, we know in the past there was the Rugby League Live franchise, but in the previous ones too, there was just Rugby League 1, Rugby League 2, Rugby League 3, World Cup edition, all that sort of stuff. It just straight up was just called Rugby League. Also, all the other titles made by Big Ant, and yes, it is confirmed that it's going to be made by Big Ant. All the other titles are just simply called, AFL 23, Rugby 25. They're not going with AFL Live or, Rugby Union Live or anything like that. It's just straight up the sport and then the year that it comes out. So it does fit that it would be called Rugby League 25, Rugby League 26, something along the lines of that, depending on what year they want to add to it. But it does make sense. I've seen a few people throw out maybe like NRL 25, but you got to factor in that the Super League, like we're literally getting videos of Super League players getting scanned, and I'll get on the Super League in a second, but you can't call it NRL, you know what I mean? You can't have it, NRL 25 and then expect people in England to buy it called NRL 25. And they're not going to change it just for England and call it Super League 25. And then even around the world, which hopefully the game does go worldwide, like do you call it NRL? Do you call it Super League? It's not going to be called anything like that. Rugby League 25, it seems very fitting. It seems nice. Or just straight up go Rugby League Live 5. Just continue on the live series. That would be nice too, considering it's going to be made by Big Ant, the same makers as the previous one. So they've got a few options there, but nothing is locked in. Now, what is locked in is the fact that the Super League are obviously going to be in the game. As for the lower leagues, I would assume that the lower leagues are going to be in there as well. Seeing as they've been in the last couple of ones, Live 3 and Live 4, the lower leagues of England were definitely included, and in career mode you could be relegated and promoted, so it does sort of seem weird that they would be in the old ones and not in the new one. However, it is video games. They like to take some things out and then bring them back at a later date and say it's new, but I would imagine they would be in it. So if you're a fan, which a fair few people have commented, are they going to be in it? Queensland Cup, New South Wales Cup, all that sort of stuff. And Big Ant have come out and confirmed that this is the very first time that the players have ever been scanned. I guess they kind of just took a punt, and maybe the NRL players who were going across, they were the only real accurate face scans, whereas the Super League this time, all the clubs seem to be getting scanned. So I think that's definitely much needed in 2025. You can't be just kind of throwing up some player models willy-nilly. It doesn't fly these days. So definitely a good thing that Super League is getting scanned. It shows that they are showing a little bit more attention to detail, you would imagine. Also confirmed for the game recently is Pro Team. Now, if you're wondering what Pro Team is, it's essentially Ultimate Team or My Team, depending on what game you play. If you play 2K, if you play any of the EAFC, FIFA, anything like that, you know what Ultimate Team is. It's probably the biggest money maker. A lot of games have shifted from being career mode based to being ultimate team based, just purely because it makes so much money. So I'm assuming that, if you're Big Ant, you'd be crazy not to include it. And I think NRL fans, we've shown with, collecting cards and even, footy tarzos and all that sort of stuff. We don't mind throwing a bit of money around supporting our club, supporting our players. So, you chuck up some, legendary players, you best believe that people are going to pay big money to, try and get maybe a Darren Lockyer or Jonathan Thurston or, Team of the Weeks, informed players. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it, but Pro Team is there, and it's essentially just Ultimate Team. That's kind of just a brief description of it, I guess. Also, the last and probably most important thing that's been confirmed is the actual release date. Not the exact date, but the release time frame, and it's going to be in July.
When's that coming out?
July.
And it's all come from this Wakefield Trinity video. So shout out to Wakefield. You gave us so much information. This little vlog, you know, day in the life, week, whatever it was. Something that I think like 99% of us probably wouldn't have watched. We've all tuned into it, and it's thanks to the new Rugby League game news. So yeah, shout out to you guys for providing that, because it was great, and we got to hear from Big Ant from the first time. But yes, July can't come quick enough. I'm excited, you're excited. That's why you're watching this video. I'll stop with the excited stuff. I've mentioned it in every video, but yes, the sort of release time frame, it's been announced. Whether they stick to it or not, I guess we'll find out. But yes, they are saying July. But there is actually a little bit of information that I can sort of talk about that I haven't done in any previous video, and that's the fact that Big Ant have come out and said that the previous scans that we saw in the Chad Townsend video, where he's talking about League Live and he's getting player scans, and it wasn't just Chad Townsend, there was plenty of other players, a lot of them sort of lower rated players, but they were getting player scans done, and you know, they were chucking up, hey, he's going to be 70 rated, all that sort of stuff. So there had to be some sort of video game being talked about, but Ross from Big Ant has come out and said that wasn't us. So it kind of begs the question, who was doing it? And secondly, will Big Ant, did they like buy the rights from them? Like, did they get the player scans? Like, do they need to do the NRL clubs again, or are they just going to use those ones? It's actually kind of crazy. We might have been getting someone else making the game, you know, had COVID not happened, but Big Ant obviously have come back into the mix. But yeah, 2022, when they were doing all the scans, it wasn't Big Ant. I just assumed it was Big Ant, or I assumed that they were involved in Big Ant somehow, but yeah, it definitely wasn't Big Ant. And you can see they've gone over to the Super League and they're doing scans. And as some of you have rightly pointed out, it's a different setup. Like in the previous ones, they're standing up. In these current Big Ant ones, they're sitting down. So it does make sense. It is a different setup. I was kind of thinking maybe it's just because, you know, new production and they're doing it in England. Maybe they had to do a different setup to what they normally would. But yeah, it is very interesting that these scans done a couple of years ago, it's like, well, what were they for? Never saw the light of day. Maybe one day we'll find out, or maybe Big Ant will come clean and it actually was back then. I don't know. I guess they probably don't want to come out and say that, yeah, we did scans back then, but we didn't end up releasing anything as well. So that's also a possibility, trying to save face a little bit. But yeah, that's everything we know about the new Rugby League game. If there's anything I missed, feel free to leave in the comment section below, because I think it'd be nice to just have someone updating all the time rather than go to this person, and have to look at yourself. You can just come to my channel and kind of see everything. But yeah, that's everything we know so far. I mean, obviously, as the months go on and the weeks go on, like there's going to be a lot of more information coming out. We probably will go through a little bit of a dry spell where there won't be anything. So kind of enjoy this, get hyped, but also don't expect this to be like a weekly occurrence, because I feel like they're just going to go and, you know, give us a whole bunch of information and then kind of like how they normally do, just go quiet for a bit and then next minute we got a trailer. That's what I kind of expect to happen. But yeah, June is when the release date is, and that's kind of the most important thing. We know the game modes. I'm assuming career mode and all that stuff will be in there, all the main things that you would expect. But yeah, that's everything confirmed, everything rumored. And that's also the end of this video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. See yous. Well, that's the end of this video. If you happen to enjoy it, make sure you leave a like, subscribe. You know the drill at this point. Everybody YouTuber says it. Just go ahead and do it. It'd really help me out. Also, why not go ahead and check out some of these other videos that are on the screen right now.